Nefer's full kit has finally been revealed, and while many of you have probably already seen the details floating around, it can feel a bit overwhelming at first. So in this video, I'll be breaking down everything about her kit in a simple way that anyone can understand. If you've had trouble making sense of her skills and mechanics, stick around until the end, because I'll explain each part step by step so you'll fully get how she works. Starting with her normal attack, Nefer performs up to 4 kicks that deal Dendro damage. For her charged attack, she enters the slither state, consuming stamina to move rapidly forward for up to 2.5 seconds. When the skill button is released, the duration ends or stamina runs out, Nefer will exit the slither state and consume an additional amount of stamina to deal Dendro damage to opponents. A key detail here is that using her elemental skill or sprinting while in slither will not cause her to exit the state. For plunging attacks, she deals area Dendro damage on impact. Moving on to her elemental skill, Nefer charges forward, dealing area Dendro damage and entering the Shadow Dance state. In this state, if you have at least 1 Verdant Dew, her charged attacks will be replaced with a special attack called Phantasm Performance. Nefer will exit the Shadow Dance state once she uses 3 Phantasm Performances or when the duration ends. Here's where Verdant Dew comes in. Your party gains 1 Verdant Dew every 2.5 seconds after triggering a Lunar Bloom reaction, up to 3 stacks. Triggering another Lunar Bloom within that time refreshes the duration. If you have at least 1 Verdant Dew, Nefer's charged attacks become Phantasm Performances. This summons a shade of herself to perform coordinated attacks. Nefer deals 2 stages of Dendro damage, while the shade deals 3 stages of area Dendro damage, and that damage is considered Lunar Bloom damage. 1 Verdant Dew is consumed the first time a shade is summoned after each Phantasm performance. Her skill has 2 initial charges. Now her Elemental Burst. Nefer deals area Dendro damage to opponents in front of her. When unleashed, she consumes all Veils of Falsehood to increase the damage of the burst. Each Veil of Falsehood increases Phantasm performance damage by 10%, and the initial maximum stack count is 3, each lasting 9 seconds independent. Let's move to her passive talents. First, a Wager of Moonlight. Nefer gains buffs based on the party's moon sign. With Moon Sign, Ascendant Gleam, when she uses her elemental skill, any Dendro cores and bountiful cores on the field become Seeds of Deceit. For the next 15 seconds, any Lunar Bloom reaction that would create Dendro or bountiful cores will instead create Seeds of Deceit. These seeds cannot trigger Hyper Bloom or Burgeon and will not burst. When Nefer uses a charged attack or Phantasm performance, she can absorb Seeds of Deceit within range, gaining 1 stack of Veil of Falsehood per seed absorbed. At 3 stacks, or when the 3rd stack is refreshed, Nefer's Elemental Mastery increases by 100 for 8 seconds. Her second passive, Daughter of the Dust and Sand. Each point of Elemental Mastery beyond 500 increases Nefer's attack by 0.4, up to a maximum of 200 attack. Her third passive, Moonsign Benediction. Dusklit Eves. When a party member triggers a Bloom reaction, it is converted into a Lunar Bloom reaction. Every point of Nefer's Elemental Mastery increases Lunar Bloom's base damage by 0.0175%, up to 14%. Also, when Nefer is in the party, Moonsign level increases by 1. And her final passive is Conspiracy of the Golden Vault. She gains 25% more rewards when sent on a Nod Cry expedition for 20 hours. Now for her Constellations. At C1, Planning breeds success. The base damage of Lunar Bloom reactions caused by her Phantasm performance is increased by 60% of her Elemental Mastery. And this effect is also boosted by Veil of Falsehood. At C2, Observation Feed Strategy. This enhances a Wager of Moonlight. Veil of Falsehood's duration is extended by 5 seconds. The stack limit increases to 5, and Phantasm performance damage can reach up to 150% of its original. When she uses her skill, she instantly gains 2 stacks of Veil of Falsehood. And when Veil of Falsehood reaches 5 stacks, or the 5th stack refreshes, Nefer's Elemental Mastery increases by 200 for 8 seconds. At C4, Delusion ensnares Reason. When Nefer is on field and in the Shadow Dance state, Verdant Dew generation is 25% faster. Additionally, nearby enemies will have their Dendro resistance reduced by 20%. This effect ends once she leaves Shadow Dance or strays too far away. And finally at C6, victory flows from the turning of tides. When Nefer uses Phantasm performance, her second stage damage is converted to deal area Dendro damage equal to 85% of her elemental mastery. When the Phantasm performance ends, an additional instance of AoE Dendro Damage equal to 120% of her elemental mastery is dealt. All of this is considered Lunar Bloom damage from Phantasm performance. Nefer's signature weapon is the Reliquary of Truth. It has a base attack of 542 and gives 88.2% crit damage as a secondary stat. Its passive increases crit rate by 8 to 16% depending on refinement. When Nefer uses her elemental skill, she gains the Secret of Lies effect, boosting her elemental mastery by up to 160 at refinement 5 for 12 seconds. When she deals Lunar Bloom damage, she gets the Moon of Truth effect, which increases crit damage by up to 48% for 4 seconds. If both effects are active at the same time, the results of both buffs are increased by 50%. Nefer's best build would be focused around elemental mastery. Her strongest teams would include Llama and Nahida, and right now both of their banners are available. Llama is her best support, so even if you don't have Nahida, you should definitely get Llama if you're planning to pull for Nefer. So that's Nefer's full kit explained step by step with all her numbers and details intact. If you found this breakdown useful and want more videos like this, make sure to support the channel with a like and subscribe for future updates. Sayonara.